Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special bar rescue. Today we're going over to Myerz Pourhouse, a haunted bar. I was really curious what it would be like when Jon Taffer goes to a bar that has a ghost at it, and like just how would he interact with the ghost? How would he get rid of the ghost? Would he maybe incorporate that into the bar? I was very curious.
That bar is haunted.
And honestly, I was kind of surprised that he didn't like make fun of them and be like, "You believe in ghosts? Are you nuts?" You know how you can get? But he didn't do that.
The staff absolutely believes it.
Anyways, though, the description for this episode says a bar owner takes a less active role in the business after becoming convinced his bar is haunted.
The bar is haunted. Can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's just such a funny concept to me that like he buys the bar, he gets in there, he's all excited, they're making money, and then he hears like a ooh one night while he's closing, and then he's like, fuck this fucking place, I'm never coming here again.
Paul, we make cherry bomb.
In 2011, serviceman Jeremy Myerz retired from the Coast Guard with hopes of following his grandfather's entrepreneurial footsteps. Oh, and unfortunately, your grandfather didn't get scared by a ghost, so he was successful. God, don't you hate it when a ghost interrupts you following in your grandfather's footsteps? I had a nickel for every time that happened. He says that he always wanted to run his own business and that he had an opportunity to buy this bar, which not really, because he had to borrow $300,000 from his grandpa and then also put it under his mom's name because he had bad debt. So like, I don't know what opportunity this was, but he had an opportunity.
I had an opportunity to open up a business.
And it was February 2012 where he found his perfect bar.
So I borrowed about $300,000 from my grandfather.
And then this is also where he says that he had to have his mom co-sign it.
And had his mother co-sign for the bar.
You know, but what a cool opportunity. I got this great opportunity where I got to borrow $300,000 from my grandpa, and then it looked like my mom bought it. Kind of sick. Of course, though, in the beginning, like always, they were pretty successful and they were making pretty decent money.
$38,000 a month in sales.
And then all of a sudden, one day, Jeremy just stopped showing up for work. No one really knew why. I think that was kind of in the beginning of all of them getting spooked by the ghosts. Because like as we get to know these people more, they are so fucking terrified of talking about this ghost because they think something's gonna happen to them here.
All of a sudden, one day, he just wasn't here anymore.
Come to find out, Jeremy's actually afraid of the bar because of the ghosts there, that he won't even show up there to close. He won't be there alone at all, actually.
It started to become frightening.
I guess, though, a lot of the other employees at this place, too, have had some paranormal experiences.
Jeremy learned that his staff had also experienced the hauntings.
Here are some of the really fucking stupid examples that they give for ghosts. And then some more of their examples are water turning off, papers flying around the room,
Water coming on and off, paper fly across the room.
and then a grown man hears some growling in his ear.
I've heard growling like right in my ear.
It's just this eerie feeling when you're here alone.
All jokes aside, I'm sure it is fucking terrifying closing up this bar and some ghostly noises happen.
I bought instruments to let the ghost speak to us.
You know, those things are always interesting. They use those little instruments where it like scans the radio and it talks like fucking Bumblebee from Transformers. And I have a hard time believing that. But according to him, they use these instruments and they actually did talk to the ghosts.
If you're here right now, can you make something turn on, turn off, and fall over?
Okay, I'm gonna go for real.
And then they bring up again here that Jeremy is so terrified that he runs the bar outside of the bar.
It's frightened me to the point where I can't even be in the bar during the day.
To be honest, I bet he only comes in this episode because of Jon Taffer being here.
Our running joke is when somebody says Jeremy, I'm like, who's Jeremy?
And then obviously with Jeremy, the owner, being gone, things are a little loosey-goosey at the bar.
It's just like a free-for-all right now.
Yeah, it's a fucking free-for-all. Ghosts are throwing papers and pulling their titties out, doing whatever they please. Fucking ghosts. And then we also learn here that Jeremy is 6 months away from this bar closing down for good, and the motherfucker won't even show up. I mean, I get it, your place being haunted, but your grandfather's money's on the line, your mom's house is on the line, all this shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Honestly, I'm surprised from the beginning they didn't try to use the ghost to like attract people into the bar. It seems like they were all deathly afraid of it. I think they should have turned it into some kind of attraction here. I think that would have been kind of neat.
Myerz Pourhouse.
And then John shows up with Lisa Marie Joyce, and instantly they start making fun of the place, talking about how the sign, because it's called Pourhouse, it makes the place look poor and shit like that.
I get the play on words, poor liquor, okay, it's cutesy, but you put it together, it just sounds like you're broke.
And then Lisa Marie and John start watching the people bartend a little bit, and one lady casually says that she dropped a $1 bill in her ice, and then I think she pours a lot of liquor into it to clean it off. Fucking gross.
Oh, I dropped a $1 bill in my ice.
That $1 bill could have been in a hooker's ass crack, and now it's in someone's fucking vodka martini.
His grandfather grandfather's retirement is on the line. Now his mother's house and everything is on a hook.
Again, all that's on the line, and this motherfucker can't show up because of a couple ghosts. Actually, not even a couple ghosts. I think one ghost. I think one goddamn ghost is holding this guy up.
He won't come in this building alone.
And then before they can head inside, Jon has to warn Lisa Marie that they're embarking on something they've never done before.
That bar is haunted.
And then now they're going to go through a couple of encounters that the employees have gone through so that way they can see how real the haunting is. Which, I gotta say, I do kind of believe in ghosts, maybe a little bit, but I feel like I've seen no evidence. I feel like it's mostly just like a spooky thing we all think of when we're in the dark. And then it is really funny, while they're looking through the footage, Matt and Jordan, their recon guys for this episode, jump up into the window and scared the shit out of Lisa Marie. So that's where we meet our recon guys this episode. Matt and Jordan, they're a couple of podcasters / comedians, and they say that if they recommend a place, that people are definitely gonna go to it.
We'll report back if there are any terrible drinks or ghosts.
I gotta be honest, these guys, they're in here for like a minute, they make a couple of jokes, and then we never hear from them again. They fucking disappear. Maybe the ghost took them and threw them into another dimension, I don't know. So then the boys get inside and they end up asking about the ghost stories of the bar. They ask a couple bartenders, and really only one dude tells them about shit.
There's some crazy stuff that happens for sure.
Yeah, like fucking chairs falling over and papers flying around, ooh.
People fly across the room.
Yeah, that definitely would make me not do my job.
Is there an origin story to the ghost? What I've been told, the person actually died on the floor.
What the fuck? He died? What do you mean? This is the first time hearing of this. How do we even know that the dude that died here in the past is the dude haunting? You just were informed about a dude that died here once, and you're like, huh, well, papers flew around here one time. That guy died here. He must be the ghost. Case closed.
So the origin of it is somebody died at the bar.
He goes on to say that he did his own research before the internet happened, that this guy died in the 80s or some shit. He's making all this fucking shit up.
So I've even tried to do my own research. The internet didn't exist. I heard it was like in the 80s.
There's no way any of that's true.
I never believed in it until I witnessed it for myself.
I mean, how do you even know it's a fucking ghost person? What if it's like a ghost raccoon walking around your bar? That's why it's knocking over chairs and throwing papers and shit. It doesn't know what's going on.
This is not a joke.
This is not a joke. This is real to him.
And then another bartender tells him that it's a different trigger for every person to make the ghost appear, which makes me think that this is just things that are scaring you and it's not real. Doesn't that make you feel like, I feel like that makes me feel like there's no ghosts. You know what I mean?
It's everything different for everybody.
Ghosts, am I right? Who can follow the rules?
I'm scared to talk about it in here.
Why? Because a stool's gonna fall over? I would understand if they're like, yeah, we were closing up one night and fucking Jeremy got clawed across the back and he has scratches and he's like, fuck this place. But a stool falling over, some papers, maybe the power goes out? I don't know, guys. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't understand why you're so scared. That's what I don't understand. And then Matt and Jordan finally get their drinks after all this ghost talk, and then their drinks aren't even that good. They're way too overpoured. They say it's like taking a shot.
Taking a sip is like doing a shot.
And then apparently nobody at this bar knows how to do dishes or clean up or fucking anything. They just show us the bar counter and it's filled with drinks and trash and all kinds of garbage.
There's just stuff all over the bar.
So then Jon and Lisa notice at this point now that they've been watching this place for about an hour and they have not seen the owner at least once. And that's because, you know, he's fucking terrified to come in. There's ghosts here. Why would he come in?
He has no idea the amount of liquor they're giving away.
I'm gonna go in and find out where this guy is.
But because he's not here though, now Jon's gonna go and he's gonna talk to Nicole until he can find Jeremy.
Where is he?
I don't know. Not here.
And then she starts to get really nervous while she's explaining why Jeremy's not here. And she's like, I just don't want to talk about it in here. Like, the more I talk about it, the more weird things that happen at the bar.
We don't like to talk about it inside the bar because the more we talk about it, the more stuff happens.
I wish they would talk about it so we can get some footage of that. I understand that all the bad things that probably happened here probably happened before the camera crew got here. But can we get some, like, stories about it? Show me some scratch marks on your dick or something? Come on.
Are you scared to be here at night by yourself?
Holy beans, Jeremy actually showed up. What a fucking surprise.
Oh, Jeremy, you're here.
And then Jon starts talking to Jeremy, and basically Jeremy's like, this place isn't doing well because it's haunted. If there was no ghost here, we'd be thriving. We'd be the best bar in town.
So you believe that you're failing here because of a ghost?
Yeah, Jon, you actually won't believe it. The ghost actually takes over the bartenders and makes them overpour and shit like that. So it's actually the ghost's fault. Everything wrong here. The dirtiness, the overpouring, it's all the ghost's fault.
It's not my fault. It's the ghost!
And then Jon actually does kind of make fun of him a little bit here. He's like, what do you think the ghost is gonna do to you?
So what do you think it's gonna do to you?
Like, let me see those scratch marks on your dick. Come on.
Does it have a gun? Does it have a knife?
Hey, you never know what a ghost is packing. It could have all kinds of shit that you can't even comprehend. Fucking be careful, Jon.
You have the ultimate excuse.
I mean, unless you bring over taps and have them ghost hunt and shit and get rid of this ghost, then his excuse is gone. And that could also be like the ultimate crossover. Ghost hunters and bar rescue, ghost rescue. fucking writes itself.
I'm scared. What do you want me to do?
And all Jeremy can say back is, I'm scared. What do you want me to do? I'm terrified here. I'm peeing my pants.
What is this? What is this? There's a wetness coming from my pants.
And then Jon Taffer has another really good point. He's like, you know what ghosts don't like?
You know what ghosts don't like?
What?
Crowds.
I mean, very true. If this place was popping every night, you'd never think of the ghost. You wouldn't even notice. Close up after a night of being tired. You wouldn't even care.
Fill your bar and the ghost will go away.
Now, I don't know about that. I mean, if there is a ghost there, it'll probably still be there, but, you know, he'll be having a party too, so who cares?
He's got no courage.
And then the next day, Jon shows up for a team meeting to figure out why this place is failing.
And my guess is, it's not a ghost.
And then he does tell Jeremy here, though, that he doesn't want to discount his feelings and that he's like, this is real to you. He actually says that a lot. He keeps being like, this is real to you guys. To me, it's fucking stupid and fake. But to you guys, this is real, so I don't want to discredit that.
If you lived it, it's real to you. I respect that.
But Jon does want to talk about the ghosts a little bit before they actually get to the bar and the failing.
I used to close and stack chairs on this table here, and all 4 chairs would get swiped off the table.
You don't think you're just a bad stacker and that every night you'd fucking stack them up and then it'd fall down and you'd be like, shit, fucking ghost did it again, but really you're just like horrible at it? How good were you at cup stacking? Did it always fall down too? I bet it did.
I heard an audible growl in my ear as I walked out.
Is there a non-audible growl? How would that even work?
And you can blame the ghost all day. It's you.
Whoa, Jon, what happened to not discrediting his feelings? I do get his point, though. At a certain point, you kind of have to suck it up and do your job because you have to. You know, you step aside, ghost. I actually have to work today.
I have a family to feed. I don't have a choice.
Bingo.
And then Jon brings up that should be Jeremy's attitude as well, especially because his grandfather's money's on the line and his mom's home.
You're not fighting for it, man. You gave up.
And then now it's time to go over the last 3 days of sales to see how much money they gave away.
You lost $6,900 in a week, translates to $27,500 in a month, and $330,000 a year.
He could have paid his grandfather back already.
Losing $330,000 in a year. It's the worst feeling.
Imagine how your grandfather feels hearing that. Fuck.
Let's start training.
But then now, after all that devastating news, Jon introduces Lisa Marie to the group. And then Lisa Marie tells him that the thing that bothered her the most in this bar is the overpouring. Not that everybody here is deathly afraid of a ghost, it's that they overpour a little bit. Which I get that is losing them money, but come on. Everybody here is like, I can't even say his name. He'll fucking kill me. I mean, I don't even think I've ever been that afraid of a person.
It's not responsible.
And it's your fault. It's not the ghost's fault. It's your fault.
And then next we get a pretty sick dubstep montage of everybody learning to pour. You know, you don't get dubstep montages anymore. Where'd all those go?
This is Miss Nicole's, the highest one.
And then Nicole ends up being the ultimate loser by pouring over an ounce higher than everybody else. And she like starts to argue constantly that she doesn't overpour.
Jeremy, you're almost right effing on.
And then she does mention to him that with his accuracy, he should be teaching everybody else and then monitoring them, like watching them, making sure that they're doing it correctly at the bar instead of, you know, not being there. But she's very surprised at like how skilled he is.
I'm not the only one doing it, but it's not that bad. That's the thing.
And then Nicole chimes in that she's not the only one that overpours, and then it's not that big a deal. Like, she's just still isn't understanding the amount of money she's actually making them lose.
And $330,000 a year.
It is pretty funny, though. You get to see a very bitchy side of Lisa Marie, which I kind of liked.
Where does that whiskey come to?
Should be like right about here.
2, 3, 4, 5. Double was where you said for a single.
Nicole's definitely arguing just to defend herself because she's just feeling like awkward in the situation because she keeps getting pointed out as the overpourer and that like she's the one doing the wrong, but she is doing the wrong.
You keep talking and interrupting, keep talking, and it pisses me off.
And then tonight for the stress test, one lucky winner gets to go to Kettle One Vodka so that way they learn to respect the liquor. This whole episode, you can tell they were getting some money from Kettle One Vodka.
And whichever bartender does the best tonight is going to Holland.
Tom? You get to go see Tom and Zendaya, lucky. And then we also got an interesting tactic tonight. Everybody in the bar is getting a red card and a green card. And if they're happy, they hold up the green card. If they're pissed off, they hold up the red card.
Come on in, enjoy yourselves.
And then Jon Taffer's word of advice for Jeremy is to not let the ghost get in the way of his success.
A ghost can't get in the way of his own success.
Words of the wise. Uh-oh, we already got a red card up in the air and then a girl complaining it's been 10 minutes and she hasn't gotten her drink yet.
6 and 7, this one's too much.
They do have, I forget their names, but they have 2 people going now at the bar and then in a little bit they're going to switch over to the other group.
We're switching over. Derek and Nicole, you're up.
To be completely honest, Jeremy's doing the best out of anybody. He's just running around the place, kind of like picking up stragglers, getting people that aren't making it to the bar and whatnot, and he's doing a very good job.
Jeremy was very professional. Cocktails pretty quickly, though we are very
happy with his service.
And then obviously Nicole's doing the worst. She's over pouring constantly still. She's just getting yelled at all the time.
You're so busy, you're not even thinking of a ghost, are you?
See, not one person here is even remotely thinking of the ghost when they actually have things to do. You get a little bored at work and you're like, fuck, maybe this place is haunted. Whoa, was that a growl I heard in my ear?
Let's shut it down.
Ultimately, though, from the stress test, they learned that Derek is pretty good and shouldn't be at the door. He should be behind the bar.
Nicole, you're the weak link in the room.
Nicole sucks, and that Jeremy does pretty well.
You want to know who's going to Holland?
And then John reveals that he has a special guest coming in tomorrow to reveal who's going to Holland.
What? No!
Oh, fuck yes. And John brings in a medium now. He brings in Amanda and Chris so we could deal with that goddamn ghost.
It's time we get rid of this ghost.
Damn it, they got kind of evil with it, too. After they do this, they're forcing Jeremy to close the bar all by himself.
When you're finished tonight, you are closing this building alone.
But the medium has them all sit in a circle and they pray, and we get a little montage of all the shit we saw previously in the episode with the ghost.
Time for you to go to a higher dimension. He is now gone.
Wow, that was real fucking easy. Nothing even happened. I wanted some like wind in the air, fucking all the windows open and shit. Jon Taffer flies in, eyes are glowing, something. You know, like some ghostly shit.
A huge weight lifted off my shoulders.
And then you wouldn't believe it. Jeremy closes up the place all by himself, and nothing happens. He's completely fine.
A lot more confident right now than I was walking in the door this morning.
That's fucking crazy. And then now Lisa Marie has her own little montage of teaching everybody new Kettle One drinks.
The Dutch Mule, the Bloody Scary.
And then very stupidly, the fucking special guest is just this dude named Carl from the distillery.
Carl's family started the Nolet Distillery.
His family started the Nolet Distillery, which is the one that, you know, they make Kettle One vodka at. But congratulations, Paul and Derek, you guys are going to Holland. You get to go see Zendaya and shit.
You're going to Holland.
And then to be completely honest, nothing of note happens here. They go there, they get to see how the vodka's made, and then they fuck off.
You see like all these old things used hundreds of years ago.
And then in the blink and you'll miss it montage, they remodel the bar. Now it's time for John to bring everybody out and show them the new place.
You're set to embrace your future, buddy, so let's take a look at it. You ready?
Now called the Study Lounge with a brand new sign outside that is very readable from a distance, unlike their old sign.
I'm so excited to see what's on the inside. I'm ready.
Wow, I really like it on the inside. It looks like a study, and there's books everywhere. Even like the front of the bar has some books on it, like covers and shit. It's just really cool. The place just has such a cozy vibe now. John brings them over to the bar now so they can see that.
Really unique, isn't it?
And then this part I thought was pretty weird after the events we just had. John mentions Spirit on Bourbon, where he had them like embrace a little ghost there at the end, and mentions that they should do that here, embrace the ghost and have it be an attraction here. If that's the fucking case, why did we just get rid of the ghost?
He is now gone.
What was all that about?
They embraced the ghost in their building, and you need to embrace it here.
You literally invite a medium here to get rid of the ghost and then tell them, hey, we should sell this place as a ghost bar.
Think of the amount of revenues that haunted buildings and attractions do across the country.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense. I get it, as it was probably like a peace of mind for them to get rid of it and like they feel better, but to go and do this next is just silly.
This is a marketing opportunity for you.
They have a little mirror behind the bar, and if you push a button, a ghost appears in it. And it is kind of cool too. They have a lot of books on the walls, like rigs to fly off as like another little ghostly attraction. I kind of like that.
This is nothing to fear.
Honestly, this bar seems pretty fucking sick. It seems like a cool place to be.
There's only one thing left to do, guys.
So now it's time for their final test to open up this place as the Study Lounge instead of Myerz Pourhouse.
Welcome to the Study Lounge, El Cajon's new hot spot.
And then to be honest, everything goes great here. Even Nicole's making drinks good.
It tastes so good!
Honestly, good job on you, Nicole. You did shitty all episode. Congrats.
This is a great rescue.
And then John tells Jeremy his work here is done, gives him a big hug, and goes on his way.
I rescued a bar, I rescued Jeremy, and I rescued a ghost.
Well, I don't know if you could say you rescued the ghost. Do you know what happens to him when the medium did all that? What if this guy's like stuck in hell now? He was at this bar chilling, now he's in hell. I don't know if you could say you rescued him, John. But so then now 6 weeks after the relaunch, sales went up 30%, Nicole continues to pour correctly, and the ghost has not haunted Jeremy or the staff since. Update time now. There's not a lot to this, but the bar in 2018 was sold to new owners for an undisclosed amount of money. Hopefully that was enough for Jeremy to, you know, help his grandfather out and his mom, but I have no idea. Reviews are also mixed, with some complaints about the bartenders, and there is also complaints about the atmosphere. But according to this, the bar has good bands and good drinks. And that was really all I could see. But alright, that was Myerz Pourhouse / the Study Lounge. That was pretty fun, I gotta be honest. I loved John interacting with the ghosts, kind of, or like in that space. That was just very silly. I had a good time with that. It did make me kind of want to watch some Ghost Hunters, so if you are interested in that, let me know. I totally would. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hear me yap and make some bad jokes about Bar Rescue, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Ooh.